Now in bankruptcy, the Eastern Livestock Company owes cattle producers millions of dollars. And the National Cattlemen's Beef Association wants to know how something like this can happen and what lessons can be learned to keep it from happening again. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter has more.
Eastern Livestock and the failure of government to see its business shortcomings was a hot topic at the NCBA policy session. In a panel discussion, the preliminary examination showed a complicated path to the company's bankruptcy.
They were buying cattle on their own account, they were buying cattle for others, they were buying cattle, placing them in feed yards, they might buy cattle for future delivery, they had commitments for purchases of cattle. The number of transactions, we counted roughly 12 to 16 different types of transactions. It wasn't a straight buy, sell, write a commission. It was many, many things.
All the conversations I've had with the receiver's office is that $2.5 billion of the $2.6 billion that was supposedly increased in volume this year was paper cattle, paper money that never existed. So I don't know how big or how small a bank it takes with an auditor, FDIC auditor or what, to catch a mistake of this kind.
They had a number of entities working at the same time. So it became easier for them to move money between entities, and that's probably where we started to see some of the failure. We don't know exactly the extent of who owned what when, and that's part of the sort out process we'll see in the bankruptcy proceedings.
The small market operator, they can't stand a $250,000 loss. Our video company, sure, we lost a heck of a lot of money, more than we can stand at one time without selling some of our properties or to account for it. So it's devastating. Even the Superior Livestock, the big loser in this, how are they going to overcome that?
Panel members said there are lessons for GIPSA and other regulators, and producers too can learn from the Eastern Livestock incident.
NCBA is absolutely the right forum for some of these discussions to start, and I'm hopeful that we will have those and bring in banks, bring in lenders, bring in cattle producers of all segments, from the cow-calf producer to the cattle feeder to the processor, and let's talk about where the holes in the system are.
Let's find out why they weren't audited. Let's find out why our bond formulas are they are today. It just doesn't make sense to me. They're the ones that failed us in the biggest part.
The whole audit feature, it's hard to tell exactly what they could have known when. So we'll look at some of that. And I think clearly NCBA has a role in advocating or understanding what is being proposed and how it's discussed.
We've operated on the honor system for years, and I don't see why we can't still do that. If the packers and stockyards had done their job and notified us of slow pay or something was wrong early on, then this would not have happened.
Look at the majority of the problems, understand what transactions became problematic, and then let's look at the least intrusive solution. What we all would say is good government, that's what we need to be doing.
At the NCBA policy session, audience and panel members faulted GIPSA's oversight of Eastern Livestock and the company's low bond as security for cattle purchases. They say these kind of practices can't be allowed when they put cattle producers in financial jeopardy. Reporting from the Cattle Industry Convention in Denver, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
NCBA is seeking more congressional oversight and working with federal agencies to provide no or low-interest loans to those affected. For more information, visit our website at cattlemantocattleman.org.